Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back to my channel. Hopefully everyone is doing really well today. It is a beautiful summer day outside today, despite all the ridiculous rain that we had this morning. So I thought I'd take advantage of this beautiful sunlight and do a quick video on my golden pothos. A shout out to another YouTuber by the name of Crafted by God. She actually had a video of her watering her plants, and it inspired me to it actually made me realize I'd never done a video on my pothos. I have two of them, and as you guys know, usually when I get a plant, you'll hear me say in a video the name that I've given it is such and such. That's because I usually name my plants. It helps me to keep track of them and also to remember the circumstances under which I got them, whether they were a gift or, you know, helps me to remember, you know, what goes on, what went on the day that I actually got it. And the day that I got these two, my husband and I had actually went out on a date, and we saw the Pirates of the Caribbean. So I actually named one after Captain Jack Sparrow, which is the one that's still hanging up, the smaller of the two, and then this one after the Captain Barbossa. So one's named Sparrow and one's named Barbossa, but they're both the same plant. They're golden pothos. Some people also call them devil's ivy. I don't particularly care to call them that, so I call them golden pothos. So, and the reason why they're called golden pothos is because they have this beautiful variegation in them, which gives you the illusion mixed with the green. It gives you that nice golden illusion color, I guess. But they're very easy to grow. They're very low light tolerant, so they're good to grow in living rooms, in hallways. Like I could put it down on one of these shelves, and probably when it gets longer and I start to take to trim it down and to take cuttings from it, I may start some in these little teeny tiny glasses that I have. I fill them with some water and then just stick the vine, which actually brings me to my next point. These guys are very easy to propagate, very easy. Once you have a plant, these things will grow like wildfire. Okay, like I said, when I got them, they were teeny tiny from Walmart, and they weren't doing too good, so I just gave them a little bit of, excuse the bells in the background, it's just the church, the bells ring all the time. It's actually pretty common. But anyway, when I got them, they were pretty tiny and they needed a little bit of work, so I just cleaned them up. I actually just recently used the neem oil that I received as a leaf polish, and also to combat some of the mildew that was on, like this leaf was completely covered with a powdery like mildew substance. I'm not sure if it was mildew, but it was just very powdery and very didn't look very attractive, and I can imagine that it wasn't, you know, that healthy for the leaf. So I did see in another video that you could use the neem oil as leaf polish, and also to assist with the help of preventing chewing insects. So I did make the solution, and I sprayed the majority of my other cacti. I don't know if you guys can see that, the majority of my other cacti. But for these guys, I actually just took a warm cloth with some warm water, not hot water, just some warm water, and kind of diluted the oil and just rubbed each leaf just like you would do with when you're combating mealybugs. Sometimes they say just use a mild soap and water. I pretty much use the same technique, the same principle, but as opposed to using the soap, I use the neem oil, and I kind of just diluted it with, you know, the warm water that was on the cloth, and I wiped down each leaf, making sure to go over the leaves with the mildew a little bit better, or with the powdery substance a little bit more so than the other ones. The smaller ones I didn't go as aggressively with, the smaller newer leaves, because they haven't really had a chance to develop, you know, too well, and I didn't want to cause any damage to them. The bigger leaves are obviously stronger, more resilient, so they do pretty well, and it actually gave it a very beautiful shine, and it's holding up really well. Didn't do anything as far as harming it, but you just want to make sure that you you're very careful, and you also, you know, do a test leaf. And I will do a separate video where the next time it's time for me to treat and polish the leaves, and actually use the neem oil, I'm going to do a show and tell basically on how exactly I do it. Now back to my original thought, which I got completely away from. Propagation. These things are very, very, very easy to propagate. As these things, as they get longer and longer, they're vining plants. So as you can see, when you get closer, this leaf started, and then something came out of that, and then one came out of that, and one came out of that, and it keeps going and going and going. What you could do is, at any of these nodes right here, any of these sections, you can take and clip, and then stick that section into just some plain water, tap water. Some people use distilled water, whatever you choose to use, and stick it in there and just leave it be, let it root. Or what I've chosen to do, what I usually do, because like I said, when I got them, they were pretty small. What I chose to do was take my cuttings and dip them in just a little bit of the rooting powder and stick it back into the pot. I'm pretty sure there's no need to let them dry off or heal off as you will with a cactus cutting or a succulent cutting. It didn't seem to give me any sort of problems, and as you can see, the plant is definitely fuller and in better condition, and it seems to work out. I actually already have a little guy. Let me see if it's on this one. I think it's on the other one, but I actually had a little tiny leaf coming from some of the stems and some of the cuttings that I had put in there. Okay, here's this little guy. I don't know if you can see him. He's right here. See, so I don't think you necessarily need anything to dry off or heal off in any sort of way. They're very beautiful plants, very versatile. This is something that's good for someone who's not doesn't have a really green thumb. Good as a gift, good as something. And like I said, shout out to Crafted by God. She has actually some in her bathroom, and I never thought of that, and I think I will try that. So you guys, hopefully this video was helpful to someone, and hopefully you guys can give me some feedback, any ideas, any tips, any tricks, anything to help my plants be healthy and strong and continue to grow as I grow. Thank you guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and hopefully you all have a great day, and hopefully you all have good luck, and go try a golden pothos. You might like it.